understand. I want you to understand that in pursuit of success, you've got to be developing personally. So you've got to be elevating in the process of you growing. Right? We spoke about you being a seed last week and helping you to understand that you being a seed, you've got to sow the seed to be able to actually bear fruits. So I kind of want to solidify that bit on today's Millionaire Mindset session so that you fully understand what everything is and what you should be doing. All right. So let me go ahead and share my screen. So as I clearly state, this is really personal development tonight. I really want I know some people are like, why are we doing this? I'm here for money, but money comes with you being the better version of you, right? Money comes with you enhancing the caliber of individual that you are, right? Once you become worthy of receiving all that you desire, you will receive it. So personal development is something that you should be on all day, every day. Right? So this is really what we're going to be diving in. I tell you that this Wealth Academy is not just about money, it's about leveling up personally, spiritually, physically, mentally, every alley that you can think of, because the aim here is to become a better version of you who is worthy of receiving all that your heart truly desires. All right?
Excuse me, Kerry. Could you accept me in the group in the room? I'm on my laptop.
All right. Let me see. Yeah, there we go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, it should connect. Yeah, perfect. All right, so it's all about you becoming, right, the version of you that you have to be to level up like never before. And I don't want you to just, I keep saying this because it's really important. You cannot just focus on the fact that, listen, I want more money and it's just about you wanting more money. It's what I call a formula, right? It's a formula to getting more money. It's about you. And once you become the you that you're intending to be, then more money will automatically fall on your laps. Right? Automatic. It's an automatic process. But you're going to have to dig deep. Right? It simply means whatever you've been doing for all the years of your life, obviously it's telling you there should be some amount of change, because doing the same thing is not going to get you any different results. Right? So I want you to clearly understand the whole paradigm of this. And it's simple. I've got 4 P's that I need you to focus on through this entire journey. It doesn't matter how long you're here for the rest of your lifespan. Focus on these 4 things and you will never go wrong. Focus on purpose. You've got to be intentional with what you do. You can't just get up every day and live just as the day goes, right? You've got to have purpose with planning, right? You've got to. So understand, why is it that I'm here? What am I meant to be doing? That's the first bit. Secondly, who am I meant to be impacting? Because you're meant to be impacting somebody in some way, shape, or form. All right. So, purpose is your first step. Once you've got your purpose figured out, now you're going to tap into the people who you're needing to connect with to get to your next level. Right? So it's purpose, getting to know the right people who you need to be impacting and helping on your journey. And then you're going to create a whole package. So with the purpose and the planning, you've got the people, because people have to be involved. You're here to impact. You're here to influence and impact somebody's life in a positive way. All right. Then you're going to put all of that planning and packaging and all those people together in a community, in a group, in a business, and then automatically you're going to profit. So I want you to remember these. I know I said planning, but I kind of put planning in purpose, right? Because having a plan and a purpose for your life, it goes hand in hand. So focus on these 4 P's. Every day, if you're not sure of what your purpose is, start thinking about what's my biggest problem, right? Because oftentimes, it's another P, your purpose is in your problem. All of these P words, they work wonders. So sometimes we'll say we don't know our purpose, we don't know this, we don't know that. Your purpose is tied into the biggest problem you have in life. And that's why you have that problem. Because guess what? When you find the solution, now you're going to know who you're meant to be impacting. So those people, they're tied into your purpose and they're tied into the problem that you're currently having. So you're going to put a package together, and really and truly, this entire academy is going to help you to put that package together to impact these people on another level. And then automatically, because you're giving all this in the package that you've designed, you're going to do what? You're going to receive. All right? You're going to receive. So I want you to clearly understand what I'm saying here when it comes on to the whole idea of these 4 P's and working in alignment with them. Right? So work in alignment with these 4 P's and you'll never go wrong. You'll never go wrong once you're doing this. Focus on your purpose. Why am I here? Okay, now I know why I'm here. What's the plan? Who are the people I need to be impacting so that I can help them to get to where they're going? And in return, I'll be getting to where I need to go just the very same way. Then I'm going to design a package to help them and put their needs at the forefront of everything I do. And then automatically, I'll begin to profit. Because if I'm giving, the law of the universe says, if I give, I shall, I must receive. All right? So I want you to really focus on that tiny bit, these 4 P's. Focus on this through your entire lifespan. It's a simple 4 P's package, 4 P's formula. Right? And remember, for those who struggle with understanding why am I here, what's my purpose, it's all tied into your problem. Whatever problem you have, your purpose is generally tied into that big problem. All right? Let me know. Drop some ones in the chat if you're clearly understanding these P's. Let me know you're with me. Perfect. I see you, Grace. Excellent. All right, no worries, Beverly. You're here. All right. So focus on these P's, right? I promise you, so another P, I promise, if you focus on the P's, you'll get to where you need to be. So I need you to grab a sheet of paper, plain paper, and I know you've done this. It doesn't matter how many times you do it, you're gonna do it again. Right? You're gonna write on that sheet of paper, what is your main goal for 2025? Your biggest goal. Write that big goal that you've got on that sheet of paper that you're holding in your hand. And you can drop some stars in the chat once you've written the goal. All right.
I am so sorry I'm late.
So we know the 4 P's. Now we're writing our goals. What is your goal? What is your biggest goal for 2025? Be specific. Write it down. You don't even have to put it in the chats. You don't have to put it anywhere. I just need you to write it on a piece of paper. Another P, paper. Write it down. Right? Why are we writing it? Bible says write the vision and make it plain. It's writing the goal and make it plain. Know what you want. Okay, I see some stars in the chat. That means we've already written that goal on the sheet of paper. Now, with that sheet of paper, looking at that goal, I want you to drop B in the chat if you think it's a big goal, or S if you think it's a small goal. All right, B in the chat if you think it's a big goal, S if it's small. All right, when you say big, if it scares you, then it's big. If it's like a walkover and it doesn't scare you, then it's small. I make it very easy. Yeah. So B if you think it's big, like, oh my God, how am I gonna do this? Yeah. If you're thinking that, then that's a B. If you're thinking, I can do this, it's a walk in the park, then it's an S. It's small. Okay. I see the B's coming. All right. Good. We've got some big goals. Excellent. Now, I want you to do this. Very, very simple. You're going to be talking the truth to yourself about these 5 questions that I've got here. All right? You're asking yourself these questions. Am I actually prepared for the guaranteed, meaning it must happen, discomfort that comes with the success, or am I deceiving myself? Yeah? Am I actually preparing myself to be uncomfortable to get this goal done? Or I'm fooling myself thinking I'm going to get this big goal accomplished when I ain't going to do nothing. Be honest with yourself. You don't have to put in the chat. I just want you to talk to yourself on this and understand where you need to be. Right? Question number 2. Are you ready? READY to work on this goal like you're going to give it your all. You're going to give it your best. All right? Absolute best. Are you ready to do this? And if your goal is really big, it may scare you, but you've got to commit to doing your best. All right? Question number 3. We all have stupid things that we do. Are you ready to cut off that stupid thing that you do day in, day out that's taking you further from achieving your goal? Whether it be procrastinating, scrolling the internet like you know what, or just doing things that aren't adding any value to your life. Right? Some of it may even be Netflix. I don't know what you're doing. I know what I'm doing that I need to cut out, but I want you to focus on what is it that I am spending a bulk of my time on that I need to change. All right? So are you ready to cut off that stupid thing that you're doing to put some more productive efforts in? Number 4, are you willing to ignore distractions and opinions to make this happen? And this is a big one. Because a lot of us have goals and we never put them to fruition because we're scared about what other people may think of us, and we don't put ourselves out there because we're afraid. Right? You want to be the next big thing, but ain't nobody know you. Because guess what? You're afraid of putting yourself out there. You're developing insecurities about who you are, how you look, and those things don't even matter. Because guess what? Oftentimes it's about the message. It's not about the messenger. But it's about the message that the messenger carries. So perspective is everything. All right? So distractions are going to come. And especially if you go on the media, people are going to criticize you. They're going to say awful things. But that shouldn't deter you from continuously moving. And I'm going to tell you this. If you are really serious about achieving a higher level of wealth, you've got to be known. Yeah, you've got to be known. Because guess what? Impact comes with income, good income. Right? And then number 5, are you willing to embrace failure as a major part of your success? Right? Or are you going to say, listen, this thing is too hard, I'm done. I'm walking away because it's too hard and it's for you. Something can be too hard for you. Your job is hard. And it's not even your business. And you go there every day and you do the hard work. Yeah, you may complain, but you do it anyway. So double down on failure for you. Because guess what? Failure really produces success. It honestly does. So I really want you to talk truth to you tonight. Talk truth to you about where you are and how you're going to get to where you need to be. Right? Because a lot of times we want, but we stay in the wishing well. And we don't go on the playground to play the game. But we're in wishing well, wishing that we had more money, wishing that we had more this, wishing that we had more, but we ain't doing nothing. So I want you to understand that 2025 is a personal year. It's a personal year for you. And you should be the forefront of what you do so that you build a legacy in your name or whatever brand that you're building. All right? And sometimes we give ourselves all sorts of excuses, all sorts of things we tell ourselves to feel better. But I want you to understand that there are people out there facing harder times than you. But they're making it happen anyway. So we don't play victim. We only play victors. All right? We don't bow to problems, but we find solutions. I want you to understand the whole idea of purpose. You're created for a particular reason. The very fact that you get up every morning consistently, God keeps allowing you to get up. he's not done with you yet. He's not even started. So I need you to really understand that there are many people tied into that purpose. Yeah? You know what it is. There's so many people tied into that purpose, and you've got to connect with them. Yeah? You've got to connect with them. And guess what? I've got another one. You've been blessed with a mouth. You can speak. God has given you the value of communication. You see, communication, it's a powerful tool because you see your mouth, it holds your destiny. Some of us are afraid to open it and say the right things. Some of us are afraid to open it and do what we're called to do. Yeah? Your mouth holds the victory to your life. But if you're afraid to open it, you're going to stay locked up in the dungeon that you don't want to be locked up in. All right? So I need you to understand the purpose. I need you to understand the plans. I need to understand who the people is that you should be impacting. I need you to understand what this means to you. It's not what it means to Kerry-Ann, but it's what it means to you. What does that goal mean to you, and how far are you willing to go the extra mile to get it locked in? Right? How far are you willing to go to get this accomplished? Yeah? I hope you're connecting with this. I hope you're talking the truth to yourself. And in talking the truth, I need you to make 2 commitments to you. Commitment number 1 is understanding that it's your season to level up. I don't believe people are here by coincidence. And if you're here, it means that there's something that you need to be doing that you probably have not started doing yet, but it's time to move. Today I posted in the chat in school, in our Wealth Academy, that listen, it's day 1 of 90. Day 1 out of 90. Let's get the show on the road. Because guess what? This is about building you. Right? And guess what? He needs you to show up because your purpose is tied into other people. And they're waiting on you to open a door so that they can go through. Right? They're waiting on you. You have the key to somebody else's door. So don't hold them hostage because you're not willing to show up. Right? Don't hold them hostage because you're afraid to show up. I need you to understand that we impact on different levels. Everybody has their way of impact. Perfect example, Carl can impact my skincare so that I take care of my skin better. Verona can impact my health so that I make healthier choices. And Neat can impact my finances so I make better financial decisions. Everybody's impact level is different. You know what you're called to do, and I'm telling you, your biggest problem is generally tied into your purpose. Right? So I need you to understand that you've got to rock the boat. You've got to rock the boat. Okay? Or else you won't move. And commitment number 2 is understanding that it's your season to be the disciplined version of you. The one who reads more self-educating books. Right? The one, hold on. I think I see someone in there. The one who reads more self-educating books, right? The one who, does what they're supposed to do, make healthier food choices. The one who makes wiser financial decisions. The one who focuses more on production rather than consumption. And these are things that you've got to commit to so that you can level up like never before. Right? So I need to understand, right, that listen, whatever you're having on that sheet of paper, are you ready to committing to doing what you ought to do to get it accomplished? And if you're in that boat where you're an action taker and I'm ready for this goal, you can drop some ones in the chats, I know, right? Backed up by some stars because you're a star. You've got to make a decision. For far too long, you've been sitting on the fence saying that, listen, I wish, when your wish could literally be your have. I have. If you decide to have it, you're gonna have it. All it takes is a decision. It takes a decision to look forward and never look backward. It takes a decision to go all in on you. Right? That's all it takes. One decision. You give to your job, you give to whomever, but you ain't giving nothing to you. You ain't giving nothing, no value to yourself. And one of the sweetest value you can give to yourself is to give to other people. I tell you, when I come on these calls, I really understand that, listen, this is way more than, this is me telling you that you've got to get up and move. Yeah, you've got to do what you have to do. Yeah. For far too long, you've been sitting at the same place. Right? For far too long, you've been positioned in the same direction and you don't think you need to take a turn or a detour. You're going in that direction for years. No success. You just keep going in the loop. You're not making up your mind to move. Some of us, we throw pity party and we give ourselves excuses. And we tell ourselves a million reasons why we can't. A million reasons why we can't. I've got to work, I've got the kids, I've got this, a million reasons. And it sounds good because excuses sounds best to the ones who make them. You've got to decide. And when you decide there are no excuses, you just make it happen. It's hard. It's gonna be hard. But you just make it happen. Yeah? I could give 1,000 reasons for not showing up on this call and just tell you, go watch a recording I've got in the group. Yeah? But I don't. And I want you to do the very same thing. Show up for you. Or find somebody that you can show up for that makes you happy about you. Right? Now, once you've made those commitments to yourself, not to Kerry-Ann, to you, I want you to understand this simple method. We've got process and we've got implementation. Very simple. The process is where you embrace faith over fear. A lot of us are working a job because we're fearful of how the next rent going to pay, or all sorts of things. Yet you still complain. You work the job in fear and say that it's job security. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a job. It's fine having a job. But deep down, you don't want to. Right? You want to feel more fulfilled. And probably that job that you're doing, you're not even feeling half as fulfilled as you should be. So what I need you to do is focus more on impact and not income, because you've been focusing on income and it hasn't been coming in. I know you have been. You've been focusing on money and no money coming. You're chasing the money every day. You get up and go to that 9 to 5. You're chasing it. And guess what? When the money hits the bank account, it run, gone, leave you. It gone like, I don't know, fried dumpling roll off a hill. Gone. Because guess what? There's no impact in what you're doing. So when the money comes, it just goes. Focus on impact and not income. Stop thinking about the money and think about whose life can I impact? Who can I help to make better with whatever it is that you do to the best of your ability? It doesn't matter. And I've told you this one last week. Focus more on giving than on receiving. Over deliver, over give. Because guess what? The law of the universe says, once you give, you shall receive. All right? And when you focus on these things as the process, faith over fear, impact over income, giving over receiving, then you're implementing faith and not worrying about how things look. Because your bank account might say 0, but all your bills will be paid. Right? The doctor might say XYZ, but the scans show completely different. Right? You focus on faith. The Bible tells you faith as tiny as a mustard seed. You just need a little bit. You just need a little tiny bit of faith. And that faith, it will ignite everything else. And stop focusing on what you're lacking and focus on faith and abundance that's all around you. I tell you, when you get up every morning, you do not think, is there enough oxygen for me to breathe? You don't think that. There is no morning you get up out of your bed and you think, is there enough oxygen for me to breathe? You don't think that. Money is abundant. You shouldn't be thinking if there is enough money for you to get. Right? So I need you to understand that sometimes it may look like it's not going to work in your favor. You know, sometimes you're in some trades and you're in a little bit of drawdown and it look like you're not going to make it. I don't know if any of you know that feeling. I don't know if any of you know that feeling where you're in a trade and it look like the market is going to go against you and hit your stop loss. But guess what? It only looked like, but that wasn't the case. And you see, sometimes the devil tricks us so that we think that trade ain't gonna go the right way or that scenario ain't gonna go the right way. And what we do, we quit. We come out of the trade and we said, we're gonna cut my losses. And then when you cut your losses and you quit, what happens? It works in your favor. And you're upset. Because guess what? You didn't have any faith. Yeah? I'm just giving a trading example, but it's the same thing with life. Trading is a lot like life. Sometimes it looks like it's not going to happen in our favor, but that's not the case. Yeah, it only looked like that so that you get tricked. Because guess what? You ain't got no faith. So we walk by faith and not by sight. Even when it don't look like it's going to go in your favor, believe. Believe. Okay? Let me know if you're following me. I hope you're understanding. Okay? I hope you're clearly understanding. Simple. It's very simple. Focus on these things in the process, and becoming the winner becomes inevitable. Right? A lot of us are in the wrong position. Wrong position can be your job, could be in your relationship, it could be, I don't know, something, whatever doesn't feel right. And you keep going in motions. Right? But it doesn't feel right. I need you to focus on walking by faith, right? Even when it doesn't look right sometimes, with the things that we truly desire, just walk by faith. And align your goals with daily actions. Whatever that goal is that you have on that sheet of paper, every single day, if it's even one action that will get you closer to the goal, you should focus on. Start with one a day. So if my goal is to make $1 million by the end of 2025, I'm going to be figuring out how can I make 500 today, because that goes towards it. You understand me? So break it down, and daily actions will get you there. And give with a willing heart. So these things, simple implementation stuff. Focus on the process and implement. All right. Now, I needed to really, really kind of deep this in problems. I want to talk a bit about problems. And the core scripture here that I've got is James 1 verse 2. Consider it pure joy when you face all those problems, all those trials, all those tribulations. Consider it pure joy. You ever think why the scripture says that? You ever think, why should I consider it joy, me falling in problems, me having problems? Huh? Why? It's the science behind it all. It's the law of the universe behind it all. 1,000 or 100 problems may rise in your pursuit of success. You're gonna fail, but keep going, because endurance is the key to success. You know the song 7 times rise, 7 times fall? Yeah? Fall and get up. And don't be afraid of falling, because you see, on that fall, there's a lesson that you need to learn to get you to the end road or the destination. And you see, when the problems come, instead of asking why me, ask why not me. Why not me? You know why? Problems apply purpose. And if you don't believe me, go do your research. The more problems you have, the greater your purpose, and that's why you have those problems. And it's for you to figure out how to solve them. You see, if you've got a money problem, pray to God for the best business idea and go execute, and your money problem will disappear. Yeah? There's so many things, because God is not going to give you physical money, but He can develop ideas that can make you wealthy. And I need you to understand that struggles, they pave the way to success. So embracing struggle is very important, because surviving the struggle, it builds everything that aligns you to greatness. So when the problems come, don't quarrel, don't fuss, don't fight. Ask yourself, what is the lesson that I should be learning from this situation? Because there's a lesson in it, all right? There is a lesson that you should be learning from whatever it is that you're going through. But you see, sometimes you're caught up on the wrong perspective, so you can't see the lesson or the blessing in the problem. Every problem has a blessing in it. I tell you about the fact that, I resigned my job and the next day my husband lost his. I didn't understand it. It was a big problem because there was no money coming in. But guess what? The problem had the solution in it. It was entrepreneurship. Because all along we thought we had to be working for people to survive. And of course, working for people only allow you to survive. But being your own boss, doing your own thing that's aligned with what God wants you to do, that allows you to thrive. All right, so let me see some stars in the chat for those who want to thrive and not survive. You're probably surviving all your life. Yeah, you have been, because you're here. But you want to be thriving now. You want it to be your thriving season. Let me see who wants to be thriving. Who wants to be thriving? I see you. Okay. Perfect. We've got so many people who want to be thriving. Okay. Now listen. The thriving formula, simple. I'm going to give you that formula. But just before I give you that formula, I want you to understand a particular concept, right? Before I give you that formula, I want you to really understand. Oh, sorry. Let's go back. I moved too quickly. I want you to understand the concept of frequency, right? Now, a lot of us, you can tell me where you are. You're going to drop that word in the chat. That's the word to the right. You've got fear, you've got worry, you've got hope, and you've got faith, right? Now, I want you to understand this little pyramid here. When you're in fear, you've got a lot of hatred, you've got a lot of guilt, you've got a lot of despair, you've got a lot of anger, sadness, jealousy, right? When you're fearful, okay? A lot of people, they're not having the extreme levels of fear at the bottom of theirs, but they're quite worrisome. So they've got a lot of anxiety, indifference, annoyance, sadness, and misery, right? That's a word that's missing. Misery. Very miserable. Okay. Then you've got a little bit of hope, where you become a little bit enthusiastic, but you still have a little bit of doubt, right? You're a little bit optimistic, but you still have some doubt. And you're a little bit hopeful, but there's some doubt. And then you've got the top, where you apply faith, right? Kindness, happiness, joy, peace, love, gratitude, all of those things dwell at the top. Yeah. Now, I'm going to be very specific here. You see this pyramid? A lot of times, your income is in connection with the pyramid. And a lot of us who are at the lowest scale on the income scale in the global world, we're on the fear side, right? And we operate with a lot of despair, a lot of anger, a lot of jealousy, a lot of sadness, guilt, hatred. It doesn't mean that you're there, but the majority of the world, which is the 95%, are at that bottom level, right? And you've got some people who worry. So if they're ill, they probably start having anxiety. How am I going to be paid if I can't go to my job? Right? All sorts of questioning to yourself. You're sad most of the time. And really and truly, you're just not happy. You're annoyed by everything. Right? I want you to be really honest with yourself. Which of these words? Drop the word that aligns with where you are on this triangle. What word aligns with you? Are you at the fear level? Are you still worrisome? Are you a tiny bit hopeful, or have you got full faith? And I'm going to be extremely honest with you. Those who have faith and are at the top of the level, they're generally entrepreneurs. They don't work for nobody. Yeah, because guess what? Entrepreneurship requires the most faith. Because you don't have anybody paying you, you're paying yourself. You're not relying on anybody to feed your family. It's all dependent on your efforts and what you do. All right? A lot of us are at the hopeful stage. Hoping for things. Good. All right. Not bad. All right. Worry. A bit of worry. Okay. All right. I see that worry. Okay. Now it's simple to get to faith. All right. Remember, I say, have gratitude and focus on what you have. Right. And you'll have a lot of love to give. You'll have a lot of joy in your heart, a lot of peace, a lot of happiness, a lot of kindness when you're at this level. You'll just feel like you're on top of the world. Yeah. It's good that you're hopeful. It's very good because you're closer to faith. So that's perfectly fine. And it's very good to be optimistic. It's very good to be enthusiastic, and it's very good to be hopeful. Just keep pushing, because the more you push, you're going to get to the faith level. All right? You're going to get to that faith level the more you push. Now, I'm wrapping up here, and I want you to really understand that there's nothing that can come against you that the powers within you can't defeat. Because guess what? From the beginning in Genesis, when God was creating man, he did what? He gave man dominion to subdue everything, right? Here on earth. You've got control, right? You've got the power to take charge of your life. You just don't believe you do. But the fact is, you do. And when you start understanding your purpose, you'll begin to walk in it, knowing who you are and whose you are. All right? Very simple scripture there, Luke 10:19. Right? Behold, I have given you authority to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall harm or hurt you. Right? Your thought process needs to be aligned with your actions, because guess what? As a man thinketh, so is he. So if you're thinking lack shall be your portion. If you're thinking abundance, abundance shall be your portion. Focus on what you want instead of what you don't want. A lot of times we focus on all the fearful things that we don't like, and we fear this, fear that, fear that. Focus on what you want. What are the things you've written down on that paper? Have some me time and think about it. Visualize the experience of you having that thing every day. All right? And for those who sometimes think that they can't do it, they're not strong enough, I remind you of Philippians 4 verse 8. You can do all things, A-L-L. And that's why we've got that whole name, A-L-L, all of us. All of us are stars. And stars, they're powerful things. They shine when everybody else is dark. So you go shine your light so others can see the good works and glorify your Father in heaven. All right? There's nothing you can't do. All things are possible to them who believe. And you can do all things that you've got on that paper. It's not too hard. It's not too big. In fact, you own the rights to get it done. And be reminded of Jeremiah 29 verse 11 and know the plans that God has for you. They're plans to prosper you. Right? And guess what? You've got a purpose, go walk in it. Stop hiding behind the shadows of somebody else. And be the authentic version of you that you need to be to get to the next level where you need to get to and to impact the people who you need to impact. All right? And I want to tie it up with this simple formula. If you be all that you should be and you must be, and do all that you must do and should do, you'll have everything that you want. But until you commit to being the version of you that is worthy of having that thing, you're not going to have it. So this is a simple formula. Be all that you can be, do all that you can do, and you will have all that you desire to have. All right? I really want you to understand it's a simple formula. And the reality is why a lot of us are in lack is because we ain't being all that we can be. We're scratching the surface. We're barely scratching the surface. And there's a lot more that you can do that you ain't doing. All right? So it's time to stop scratching the surface and to kind of stop just scraping by and barely making two ends meet. All right? And do all that you can do. Simple. And when you start doing all that you can do, maybe having some sacrifice of sleep. I don't know. I do it all the time. I think 3 nights sometimes, and then I just crash, sleep all day, move on the next. But what's it going to take to accomplish that goal that you have on the paper that you written at the beginning of the session? You know what it's going to take, and you know what you're going to have to do. You know who you're going to have to be to get it done. So listen, it's time to be and do so that you can have. All right? That's pretty much it for today. And I really want you to understand that it's already yours. God is only waiting on you to be who you need to be so that you're worthy of the thing that you desire to have. All right? So be all that you can be. Do all you can do so that you can have all that you can have. Very simple formula. All right? It's already done. It's already yours. It's already yours, no doubt. But it's a matter of, are you ready to walk into the plan and the purpose? To touch who you need to touch so that you can have all you can have. All right? I really want you to understand its simplicity all the way. Okay? That's pretty much the end of this session. I don't know if you got any questions for me, you can let me know. If not, that's pretty much the end of today's session.
Do I miss anything in the early part?
You can watch the recording. I was just talking about the 4 P's in the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, the purpose, the plan, the purpose, the people that you've got to impact, right? Putting the package together and actually profiting. All right.
I set the alarm and the alarm didn't turn on.
That's all right. It happens. It happens. I know sometimes we're tired, right?
Oh.
I know. All right. Listen. I'm rooting for you. I tell you already, virtually, I know you all, and you're my babies. I'm rooting for you all, and I want you to have success. Yeah, in everything you do. But yes, so you've got to give this everything you've got. Without a doubt, success ain't free. No, you've got to pay the price, and the price is probably gonna be your time. It's gonna be your effort, but just do it because guess what? Being poor is hard. I know the path to wealth is hard, but being poor is harder. So, are you going to pick the harder or the hard? Which one? They're all hard, but you just got to pick your hard.
Can I ask a question, Kerry?
You sure can.
How do you come up with this all-star name? Because you are a star. Trust me.
Listen, stars are really, really powerful
You are a
things.
star. You're more than a star. Trust me. Yeah.
And I believe that we are all stars. So it's not just me. We're all stars.
You are a super star. Trust me, Kerry. Honestly,
We are
anytime
all
you
stars.
keep the class, I feel overwhelmed. I feel so good. Trust, I feel even if I don't reach nowhere, I reach somewhere. Trust me. I feel like I'm a
You have to
millionaire
just.
already.
You are.
I'm a
You are.
millionaire already, Kerry. Trust me, I am.
Just walk in it.
You know what you are, Kerry?
No, I don't.
You are
Tell
God
me.
sent. That's what you are.
Amen. Amen.
You are
Thank
God
you.
sent. Yes.
That's it. Listen, I'm just doing what I'm called to do
I
by
know.
every means necessary. By every means necessary. And I tell you that, listen, you just have to do the same thing. Do what you're called to do. And that, it will blow your mind. Yeah, it will blow your mind beyond measures that you can think of. It will blow your mind. Right? So for everyone, I'll see you on Wednesday, and we've got a lot to cover on Wednesday. So I'll see you on Wednesday. And you're welcome. You're welcome. And I love doing this. Yeah, without a
the
doubt. I
best.
need you to move. Move for you, move for your family, move for the legacy that you want to build, and find a powerful why and just move. Right? Just move to what you need to move to. Because otherwise, you're gonna stay stuck, you're gonna be stagnant. Right? You've just got to move to it. Right? For far too long, you've been in that little situation, whatever it may be, and it's time to move. It's time to move. All right? Have a good night, everyone. Love you all. Appreciate you all, and I'll see you on Wednesday.
Good night. Good night.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Can I get my feedback in my text message, please? You didn't give me my feedback.
All right, I
about
will.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I will. No problem.
All right. God bless you, my sister.
Bye-bye.
All right.